You're with Shayanne and Minh, and welcome to the Cohort by SMU.
Today, we'll be discussing the impact of social media on youth and pop culture through the lens of music and fan communities.
In the next segment, we'll be exploring the ways social media has shaped the vibrant music industry and youth's listenership habits over the years.
But first, here's the news.
Welcome back. Now, the way people interact and communicate with one another has been heavily influenced by our usage of mobile devices as well as the internet. And we see this particularly so with social networks because really, I think social media is an extension of all our lives, really. So, I want to ask my co-host Minh, what social media platforms are you on?
Well, I'm normally on Instagram and Twitter. So Instagram is more for keeping in contact with my own friends and family, and Twitter is more for keeping up with the musical artists that I follow as well as my online friends.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so what does social media mean to you personally?
Well, to me, social media is all about connection, so it's a lot easier to keep in contact with old friends and so much easier to make new ones. And apart from just personal friendships, it also serves as a form of connection between, me and the musical artists that I like. But it also serves as a two-way street because if I'm lucky enough, maybe they'll notice me and they can engage with me as well.
Oh my
Fingers
God.
crossed for that. And it also gives me a network of other fans that appreciate the music that I like too. So it gives me an online community that I can vibe with.
I love that. You see, for both of us and for many youths around us, I think social media is very much a digital diary because we kind of present our lives to our friends and families, and we have like the in the knows about our social circles' lives, and we even get information about literally anything and everything. So like the news, we want to go shopping, we want to shop online, and all of these things really make social media a lot like real life. And now that we've kind of talked about how social media affects us on a personal level, I want to talk to you a bit more about the impact of social media in marketing, in the creative industries, particularly so in the music industry. Now, social media affects our listening habits way more than we expect. It affects how we have our artists brand themselves, how we establish music fan communities, and I think that's so great. Minh, like music is pretty much a big part of my life, and like you guys who know me, I'll never shut up about music because I love it so much. And before SMU Business, I studied mass communication at Ngee Ann Polytechnic, and I did digital marketing, design, broadcast radio. But what really struck a chord with me was music. I was a campus radio DJ and social media manager of my campus radio station, and I even interned and worked with one of the global top 3 record labels. And that's why I'm so exposed to the world of music, and which is why I want to talk to you a bit more about it today. So Minh, as my fellow music lover, how do you discover new music to listen to?
Honestly, I think I'm quite boring. I just listen to the same songs over and over again. And somehow, if a new piece of music catches my attention, let's say on YouTube or TikTok, Instagram, I'll just whip up my phone and click that Shazam app and Shazam it and add it to my playlist.
Oh, actually, I couldn't agree more, Minh, because like Shazam is really so intuitive. It's like a music app that listens to a song in public, so you record it with your phone, and it instantly helps you find what that song is with the artist and the title. It's so cool. And this is one of the many new things evolving in the music realm, and there's just so much to tell you. Like, let me share with you what I've learned about the music landscape, particularly so here in Singapore. So you see, we started off with the traditional listening habits. So we used to listen to music on radio, and now we've just evolved really because now we listen to music on digital streaming platforms, right? Like Spotify, Apple Music, and all this playlisting and curation of music really encourages music streaming online, which is so cool. But I think something really more recent for many of us, right? I'm sure you're familiar with it, is this new TikTok era where music is discovered through that particular platform and it translates into music streaming. Like, do you see this, Minh?
Definitely. The amount of times I've scrolled down my FYP and just heard a new song and be like, oh my god, this slaps. And I'm like, yes, I have to find out who wrote it, who sang it. And then suddenly I'm on Spotify searching up the band, searching up the artist, and suddenly all their songs are in my liked playlist.
There you go, guys, the power of TikTok. So in social media, it's really a rat race for popularity, right? Our social media presence is like a currency for self-validation. So you see, like we go on TikTok, we watch funny content, tutorials, and then we move on to creating our own content. So we consider different things like the background. Oh, we look at the trending sounds page where which trending music can get you your views, right? And this really influences you to think and choose the most popular sound that will get you the engagement that you want for your video. So in turn, the music industry banks on this very psychology to get you to listen to the music that they are promoting.
And here I was thinking that they just chose any song just because we liked it. So there's such a big insight into the whole psychology behind TikTok. It's not just picking any random song and praying that somehow your video goes viral. There's so much work that goes behind it.
But you know what, Min? It's really not just from the listener's point of view. Social media has also changed the way artists brand themselves. So nowadays, it's all about the whole package, you see. So artists must have a strong social media presence really to establish and retain fan engagement. And you see personality and charisma come into play here. So Min, on the topic of favorite artists, do you follow any artists on social media?
Well, you know me, Shayanne. I adore K-pop. So I'm definitely following all my favorite K-pop groups on TikTok and Twitter and on various social media platforms. And I've gotten to know so many people who were actually exposed to K-pop because they saw, for example, a video edit of members performing on TikTok, or by looking through dance challenges. So a dance challenge is where TikTok users film themselves dancing along to a song. Some of these dance challenges may be even made by K-pop idols and their management companies themselves to promote their song. And there's even been a recent trend in K-pop itself where the current choreography, it seems to be tailored more towards TikTok with dance moves that are easier to replicate just to increase the chances of going viral on TikTok.
I love that. And you know what, Min? This is really telling about how social media marketing is really on the rise, especially so in influencer marketing. The evolution of social media has given rise to like a new wave of online influencers, and influencer marketing has really become a key point of communication for promotional efforts. Music is no exception to this. Let's reel back to the example of TikTok, right? So you know how music marketing now focus on the creator's culture of jumping on trends and challenges. So it creates an avenue for labels and artists alike to spark a genuinely powerful inclination towards their songs as well as boost overall streaming. So when more key influencers on TikTok partake in a given trend or challenge that features that song, more people will start to follow suit, and it encourages a mass amount of user-generated content, which is like a soft sell approach to music marketing. And in a nutshell, really, social media has definitely impacted the way businesses and brands conduct their marketing efforts. But there is so much more social impact in music that correlates to what Min is gonna delve into today. Fans supporting artists comes fan communities and stan culture that is formed predominantly on social media today. But more on that with Min after the break.
Welcome back. It's Shayanne and Min from the Cohort by SMU. So, I'm sure you're on social media quite a bit, like a lot of people our age. And do you ever notice that a lot of fans nowadays are asking people to stream songs or to stan a certain group?
Yes, actually, I think stan culture is one of the key aspects of artists' social media marketing. And I think it's an interesting show of how music can bring us all together.
But before we delve into the importance of stan culture in today's world, what exactly is a stan? So the word itself comes from an Eminem song of the same name, combining the word stalker and fan. It's not a very good look. However, with the rise of pop culture and social media, the word has taken on an entirely different meaning with a much less negative connotation. Now, to be a stan is to be seen as a passionate and loyal fan, and is seen as a badge of honor in the fandom. But what exactly is a fandom? Well, a fandom just means a community of fans. So now that you know exactly what these terms mean, let's dive right in. Stans are more than just casual listeners to an artist. They pride themselves on how much they support their artist. They know everything. They stream everything. Shayanne, would you consider yourself a stan of any artist?
I guess you would say I'm a lover. Okay, it's not exactly the name of the fandom, but I just absolutely adore the American singer-songwriter Lauv, best known for his breakout hit, I'm sure you know this, I Like Me Better, and he's like my all-time favorite artist for sure.
Lover is such a cute fandom name. Let's slow it down for a second. What exactly is a fandom name? So you may have heard of an ARMY or Swiftie or Belieber. So these are just examples of fan names and they are unique to each artist. So these cute and creative names are either crowned by fans themselves or by the artist. So by giving themselves a name, it makes the fandom seem more real, banded together under a common flag, united by the love they have for their artist. It creates a sense of group loyalty and group belonging. And we all know how much we as humans feel this desire to be included into a group, to feel like we belong somewhere in this community. And what's really interesting is that K-pop companies actually buy into this whole psychology. Instead of letting the fans create fandom names by themselves, the companies actually artificially create an identity to give a sense of community amongst fans of the same group. And you know, maybe this is why fans of K-pop idols are so bonded and unified. For example, I like a K-pop group called Stray Kids, and the official name is Stay. And this isn't just a cute name, there's actually a deeper meaning behind it. Stay is stray without the R, which represents reason. So this means that Stay are Stray Kids' reasons for existing. So a common call amongst the fandom is to stay for Stray Kids, giving the fandom name a double meaning. Having a meaningful name forms an even greater connection and bond between artists and fans. Shayanne, do you have any experience in the fandom like I do?
Well, while I'm not the ultimate stan like you are, Min, I would say that I am a fan who interacts a lot within the fan community. So I do have experience interacting in a fandom. I guess you could call me a limelight, which is the term for the fans of the boy band Why Don't We? Okay, Min, you're gonna get so jealous right now, but humble brag, I had the amazing opportunity of interviewing the band back in 2018. I'm literally screaming.
Oh my god, how are you so lucky?
You know what? Sometimes opportunities come my way and I just gotta snatch it, but I really enjoyed it. And what I found during that whole process was that the Limelights in Singapore are truly a very bonded crew. They organize like peer-to-peer events and they even have a mass group chat where they offer moral support and they just share interesting things about each other that I love so much.
I think that's so cool because fandoms really have this ability to come together united by the love they have for a certain artist, for a certain group. And it's always so amazing to see. And it's also like a really good place to meet new people. For example, I met 4 of my really close friends. I met them on Twitter because people were all screaming over, the new comeback by our favorite K-pop group. And we were like, okay, let's watch it together. And now we are so close, like we are really good friends. And it's moved beyond just, oh, we like the same thing, to actually being, I really enjoy your company. Only reason why I was able to meet such good friends of mine is honestly because of social media and the internet. Though being a fan has been around since the dawn of time, way before the internet existed, really was the rise of internet, social media platforms that really breathed a new life and frenzy into it. Instead of mailing lists and forums, we now have to thank social media platforms like Twitter, Tumblr, and even Instagram. Fans can now communicate with each other in almost real time, no matter where they are in the world. And of course, the biggest platform where this happens is Twitter. Commonly referred to as Stan Twitter, this little corner of the internet is full of fans sharing their love for their favorite actor, musician, TV show, and the list goes on and on. Stan Twitter is a formidable force on its own. Sure, music labels may have their own marketing campaigns to promote their artists, but let me tell you, sometimes stans can and will promote their idols even better. For example, it's common for stans to band together to raise money to buy advertisements for their idols to celebrate their birthdays or new music releases. And they do this all on their own initiative, completely hands-off, no input from major music labels. With the rise of YouTube and music streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music, the emphasis is now on streams instead of album sales. So you might see calls for stans to stream a new song or to watch the music video on YouTube. So some stans will even make edits to the songs in hopes of it going viral and getting even more attention. And these calls to actions are surprisingly well organized. Major fandoms may have unofficial, official chart accounts, which provide statistics and updates on daily streams, views, or sales.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so organized. They have like spreadsheets and everything.
Wow, now that is next level.
There might even be mass buyings of albums just to accomplish fan-set comeback goals for their favourite artists. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The dark side of fan communities can and do exist. So we all know how love makes us do desperate things, and that's exactly what can happen in fan communities. Different groups of stans may sometimes fight, a term we often call a fan war, which is pretty self-explanatory. During these kinds of fan wars, cyberbullying and even doxing of individuals is extremely common among fans. This often exposes young children to toxic culture and behavior in the fandom, where they may get into fights and stubbornly defend their own idols. A frequently touted mantra on Twitter is K-pop over morals, implying that to defend their beloved artists, K-pop stans would do just about everything possible. Despite all the negativity, fandoms can still be a force for good. During the floods in Malaysia, I opened Twitter to find that many Malaysian K-pop stans were using Twitter as a means of getting aid and getting help. So some of them were live tweeting their location for rescuers to reach them, while others shared donation links for humanitarian aid on the ground. So another heartwarming example was when the BTS fandom, ARMY, decided to donate to Black Lives Matter, matching the USD 1 million donated by BTS themselves. So we can see how Stan Twitter has enabled people to seek help, stand up for what they believe in, and show support to social causes. Despite talking about fandom as a whole for the past few minutes, I think it's important to realize that just like any other community or organization, fandoms are made up of individuals with different opinions, perspectives, and beliefs. Fandoms aren't monoliths, but are united by their continued love and support for their idol. Now, Shayanne, with all this talk about fandoms and positivity, how has fandom helped you personally?
Well, fandoms have really helped me realize and really materialize my love for music and the amazing, outstanding efforts of all our artists.
Well, for me, fandom has given me new friends, it has given me a place to belong, love and support, and it's also given me a place to scream with like-minded people when my favourite artist drops new music. So we hope that you have learned more about the huge impact social media has had on music marketing and on the rise of stan culture. That's all from Min and Cheyenne. You are listening to the Cohort by SMU.